the heretic pharaoh and why was he so controversial? Let's delve into the fascinating life of Amenhotep IV, starting from his birth. Born into the illustrious 18th dynasty of Egypt, Amenhotep IV was not your typical pharaoh. His father, Amenhotep III, was a powerful king who reigned during Egypt's golden age. But it was his mother, Tiye, who broke the mold. Unlike most queens, Tiye was not of royal lineage. A commoner by birth, she was nevertheless a woman of great influence and intelligence, traits she would pass on to her son. As a child, Amenhotep IV was exposed to a world of grandeur and tradition. Yet he was also privy to the intellectual curiosity of his mother, who instilled in him a love for wisdom and learning. He was inquisitive, philosophical, and showed an early interest in the mysteries of life and death. This unusual blend of royal prestige and intellectual thirst made him a unique figure among the pharaohs. In the grand halls of his father's palace, the young prince was educated in the ways of governance and warfare, as was the custom for future kings. But the seeds of revolutionary thought were already being sown. Tiye, though not of royal blood, was a woman of great conviction and influence. Her ideas and beliefs seeped into the young prince's mind, slowly shaping his worldview. Amenhotep IV was unlike any other pharaoh before him. He was not just a ruler, but a thinker, a philosopher, an intellectual who questioned the status quo. He showed a keen interest in the spiritual and philosophical aspects of life, often engaging in deep discussions with scholars and priests. This intellectual curiosity, coupled with his royal upbringing, would later lead him to make some of the most radical changes in Egyptian history. This unconventional upbringing, the blend of royal tradition and intellectual curiosity, gave birth to a leader who was not afraid to challenge the norms. His mother, Tiye, a commoner who rose to become queen, taught him that change was possible. And this belief, instilled in him from a young age, would drive him to make revolutionary changes in the years to come. These early influences likely played a role in shaping Amenhotep IV's later revolutionary actions. Amenhotep IV, now in a position of power, began his reign with a series of radical changes. Gifted with an intellectual mind and a penchant for philosophy, he decided to introduce a revolutionary concept to the Egyptian faith. The pharaoh, known for his unconventional approach, turned the tide of religious worship from the traditional pantheon of gods to a single deity, Aten, the sun disk. This shift marked the dawn of the first known monotheistic religion in history. In honor of this newfound faith, Amenhotep IV adopted a new name, Akhenaten, meaning the glory of Aten. This name change was not merely a personal choice, but a declaration of his devotion and allegiance to Aten. Akhenaten's revolutionary spirit did not stop at religious reform. He embarked on an ambitious project to build a city dedicated to Aten. This city, Akhenaton, known today as Amarna, was no ordinary city. It was splendid, adorned with magnificent buildings, grand temples, palaces, and gardens. But Akhenaten was more than just a city of beauty. It served as the epicenter for Akhenaten's campaign against the old Egyptian religion and its followers. However, these radical changes did not sit well with everyone. The priests and followers of the traditional Egyptian god, Ra, were not ready to abandon their faith. The priesthood, a powerful entity, resisted Akhenaten's reforms. The clash between the old and the new was inevitable. The tension escalated, and the resistance grew stronger. It was a battle of beliefs, a clash between tradition and innovation. The traditionalists were not about to let their age-old faith be replaced. The tension culminated when Akhenaten's son, Tutankhamun, ascended to the throne and restored the old religion, effectively disregarding his father's revolutionary actions. Akhenaten's revolutionary actions were a source of controversy and were not accepted easily by all. His reign was marked not only by change but also by conflict, a testament to the struggles that often accompany radical transformation. Beyond his political and religious reforms, Akhenaten's personal life was equally intriguing. Among the many facets of his life, his marriage to Nefertiti stands out as a captivating piece of history. Nefertiti, a figure of timeless beauty, remains a subject of fascination with her origins shrouded in mystery, for both her parentage and dates of birth and death remain unknown. The couple's depictions in ancient artwork often feature them with elongated skulls, a characteristic that has sparked an array of theories. Some argue that this elongated shape could be a result of cranial deformation, a practice of physically manipulating the growing skull of a child. Others propose that it might signify a status symbol, representing their divinity and setting them apart from the masses. However, there are also more fantastical conjectures. A handful of theorists venture into the realm of the extraterrestrial, suggesting that the unusual skull shape could be evidence of alien heritage. No definitive proof exists to support any of these theories, but they add to the enigma that surrounds Akhenaten and Nefertiti. In addition to their peculiar skull structure, depictions of Akhenaten often exhibit feminine characteristics. This has led to speculations about his health, with some historians suggesting he may have suffered from a genetic disorder that affected his physical appearance. However, like the theories about their elongated skulls, these ideas remain unproven, with the true cause of Akhenaten's unique appearance lost to time. The life of Akhenaten and Nefertiti, like their reign, was filled with anomalies and deviations from tradition. Their unconventional physical characteristics, as depicted in ancient art, challenge our understanding of normalcy in ancient Egypt. The theories about their elongated skulls and Akhenaten's feminine traits fuel the intrigue that surrounds this enigmatic couple. The mysteries surrounding Akhenaten and Nefertiti's physical appearances add another layer of intrigue to their story. This, coupled with their revolutionary reign, cements their place as one of history's most fascinating pharaohs and queens, their legacy enduring through the mysteries they left behind. Just as their lives were shrouded in mystery, so too were their disappearances. The enigmatic pharaoh Akhenaten and his equally captivating queen Nefertiti vanished from historical records with an abruptness that leaves us with more questions than answers. Both Akhenaten and Nefertiti were revolutionary figures who brought about significant change in Egypt's religious landscape. Their shift from the traditional polytheistic belief system to the monotheistic worship of the sun disk, Aten, was a radical move that sparked resistance and outrage among the priesthood and followers of the old gods. Yet, despite this resistance, the couple held their ground, standing steadfast in their beliefs until their untimely disappearance. The circumstances surrounding their disappearance are as elusive as the details of their lives. After their deaths, all physical traces of Akhenaten and Nefertiti seemed to evaporate into thin air. Their tombs, discovered in the 1890s, were notably empty, as if they had never been used. The reasons for this remain unclear, but the eerie emptiness of their burial places adds another layer of intrigue to their already enigmatic personas. Following their disappearance, the monotheistic religion they had so ardently championed was systematically erased. Their city of Akhenaten, once a thriving hub of worship for the sun disk, Aten, was abandoned, its towering buildings and lavish gardens left to crumble into ruins. Egypt swiftly returned to its old gods, and the memory of Akhenaten's and Nefertiti's revolutionary reign was all but wiped from the annals of history. It's as if a veil of silence descended over the land, obliterating any mention of the heretic pharaoh and his queen. The absence of their mummies and the silence of historical records only deepen the mystery that surrounds their lives and their disappearances. Despite extensive archaeological efforts, the fate of Akhenaten and Nefertiti remains shrouded in obscurity. The disappearance of Akhenaten and Nefertiti remains one of history's unsolved mysteries. Their story, full of intriguing twists and turns, continues to captivate the imagination of historians and enthusiasts alike. The tale of these two enigmatic figures serves as a poignant reminder of the impermanence of our physical existence and the enduring power of ideas, even those that challenge the status quo. Another layer of mystery surrounds Akhenaten, a possible connection with the biblical figure, Moses. In the annals of ancient history, the Ptolemaic Egyptian historian and high priest of Heliopolis, Manetho, made a startling suggestion. In his work, History of Egypt, written in the 3rd century BC, he hinted at a parallel timeline for Akhenaten and Moses. This was a remarkable revelation, as it contradicted the accepted beliefs of both Christian and Jewish traditions. Manetho meticulously detailed the Exodus, placing the event squarely within the reign of Akhenaten. He went further to suggest that Moses, then known as Osarseph, was not just a contemporary of Akhenaten, but a close associate. According to Manetho, Moses received a significant portion of his education under the tutelage of Akhenaten, and even played a crucial role in establishing the monotheistic religion of Aten. This intriguing proposition has sparked numerous debates among historians and archaeologists. Could Moses and Akhenaten have been the same person? The theory, while controversial, does bring up some compelling similarities. Both figures were instrumental in introducing monotheism to their people. Both faced significant opposition and eventual exile or disappearance, and both left a lasting impact on the course of religious history. Yet it's important to remember that these are mostly speculations based on Manetho's historical records, which, while valuable, are not infallible. They offer a fascinating perspective but are far from conclusive proof. Many questions remain unanswered, and the truth lies buried deep within the sands of time. The theory of Akhenaten and Moses being the same individual is just one of the many layers that add to the enigma of the heretic Pharaoh. His revolutionary ideas, his unusual physical characteristics, his sudden disappearance, all these aspects continue to mystify us, drawing us into the captivating tale of Akhenaten. Whether Akhenaten and Moses were the same person or not, the link between them adds another dimension to the enigma of the heretic Pharaoh.